Hey everybody, welcome back for day 88 of 100 Days of Halloween. I hope you are well and I hope you are enjoying your weekend and maybe getting some crochet and crafty time in. So, 100 Days of Halloween, what are we doing real quick? Because I know most of you that have been here have heard this a zillion times. So actually 88 days worth. So, um, my lovely yarny friend and sister Ranee over at the Woolly Llama shop had a brilliant idea and was discussing with some of us on a live back in July that she was wanting to do a special project for the 100 Days of Halloween. And she proceeded to enlighten us with all the details. And her idea was to build a Halloween fall themed blanket during the 100 days by doing a square every day with either a fall or Halloween theme. She had searched the interwebs. She had compiled this big long list of all of these different fall and Halloween themed blocks and appliques and correlated each one with a number that she wanted to draw at random and provide the free patterns and tutorials to everyone if they so choose to use them. I thought it was a brilliant idea. I wanted to jump in on the bandwagon. And so I told her, I'm in, let's do this. And I joined her in solidarity. We also have some other Yarny friends and sisters doing some fall and Halloween themed projects. They could not commit to a blanket because they had a lot of lifey stuff and other projects going on, but they're still making projects. We have Nova over at Nova Gnome Creations who has also been making squares. However, she's not doing a blanket. She is making wearables for herself and the near and dear littles in her life. And those during the 13 days of Halloween bash that she is going to be doing will be, she will show them at some point. I'm not sure when. It's all top secret, hush hush kind of stuff. And I'm anxiously awaiting to see. I can't wait. And then we have Patricia, our other yarning friend and sis, who joined in, couldn't commit to a blanket, but she started off by making a crossbody bag for while she's out and about doing fall festivities. And then she surprised us and turned around and made a matching scarf. And since then, she has made an amigurumi. And then today, she has dropped another video. And if you haven't seen it, please go check her out. While her mom was there, they were working on some fall and Halloween pumpkins, and she actually crocheted one of the wheat stitch pumpkins, like what I showed yesterday in my video, one of these, with some fun fall fall festive colors. It was amazing. I love it. So please go check her out if you haven't already. Go check out all my Yarny friends and sisters. Anybody I mention will always be linked in the description box. They are some amazing content creators. So back to the 100 days. Since Rainey was drawing at random the different blocks and appliques to give everybody inspiration, I was kind of going a different direction on my path. I had a bunch of appointments at the very beginning. I was taking small scrap balls of yarn with me. And before I knew it, I had almost every single square that I was going to need for the whole 100 days that was ready to go. And I'm like, okay. So I was trying to find different things to put on them and trying to figure out which square. So I thought, let's do this fun since Rainey is drawing at random different blocks and appliques. I decided I was going to draw my blocks at random. So I never knew from one day to the next what block I was going to be using. And then I would have till the next day to figure out what to put on it to show you guys what we did in that 24 hours. So we started off by trying to draw it out of one of the Joann's tote bags. And that was an epic fail. It wanted to collapse. It was not a good idea to try and draw it, hold it up and draw it at random by myself. So we quickly transitioned into a cardboard box that has been affectionately nicknamed the Boo Box of Fate. So As far as my blocks, because they are so random and we never know what we're going to get, I have been flowing on the creativity train, and I've been taking creativity from Ranee, of course, for things that she's drawing. I have done some. I have also done some of the ones she's drawn, but I did them before she drew them, because I happened to find them and didn't know if they were on her list. And then I've taken inspiration from Nova. I've taken inspiration from Patricia. I've taken in a lot of inspiration from you guys, from your guesses and suggestion as to what will go on the next day's block, and compiled a list that we've been working off of here and there. But I've also been taking inspiration from things I'm seeing while I'm out in the wild, or, like, for instance, some things on TV, movies that I love during the fall and Halloween spooky season, and all of that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the gist of it. And if you want to know more about the 100 Days of Halloween, it's not a crochet along, CAL. It is a craft along. And Rainey said you can throw caution to the wind, and if it's fall and Halloween themed related, please go check out her very first video talking about it, or any of the others. She gives you the whole complete lowdown. And let's just say there's a merit badge involved if you participate. So yeah. So let's get into the squares. So I've been kind of keeping track of mine in groups of 10. And once I've completed 10, then I do like a video short recap, upload it so that everybody can kind of see those real quick before they get fed into my blanket. And we have finished all groups, 1 through 80, and now we're working on 81 through 90. And so, without further ado, let's get started real quick on this group of 10 squares until we get up to today and see what we have. So, for day 81, we drew at random out of the boo box. We drew one of the squares that is made with the Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo Stripes in Brights. I love this colorway so much, and I am using it to connect all my squares. And I'm using a lot of these colors. Well, all of these colors. Who am I lying? Who am I lying to? All of these colors are in my blanket at some way, shape, or form, all over the place. So it kind of, yeah. And some of these we are leaving blank to kind of break up all of the appliques, because there's a lot. And because I also have some appliques that are too large for just one square. And so we're going to try and strategically place some of these so that we can get those on there before the end of the blanket, because I really do want to use them since the work was put into them and they just happen to end up eating their Wheaties and being too big. So that was day 81. Then day 82 square we drew out sparkly black. And I had decided I was going to put a boy scarecrow on it because we had already done a girl way back at the beginning, and I started working on it. And then my uncle texted me, and he wanted to see a jack-o'-lantern scarecrow. And so I kind of nixed what I was doing, transitioned to the jack-o'-lantern scarecrow, got everything ready, started putting it together, and I was like, nope, nope, nope. Didn't like how it was looking. It just looked weird. So we ended up with just a witchy jack-o'-lantern. And it's fine because he's got this little smirk like, I told you so. So we are just leaving him as is, and he's super cute for day 82. And then for day 83 square, we drew out slime green. And I kind of rummaged around my little cardboard box of appliques that are in process. Some of them are finished. They just need to be sewn to the square, or there's a bunch of pieces and parts that need to be sewed onto a square. And I decided I was going to use one of those. And it was looking a little plain. So I kind of had to transition a little bit and change it up. And I had to look for another piece. So the squirrel is from Maria's Blue Crayon, and all of the information, if there's a video tutorial or a written pattern, will be down in the description box, and it will be under, like, this is day 83. So all of the information for the appliques will be on day 83 square. So the fox was Marie's blue crayon. And then I was able to find a tiny acorn, and it's called the mini acorn applique. I just made a couple of them, and it is by Itchin' for Some Stitchin', because I had to put a little more on there. So that was day 83. And then day 84, we drew out this neon electric blue, and I took a suggestion from one of you guys, which was one of my viewers, Sharon Sutcliffe. And I had been working on these little ghosty friends that are dressed up like different trick or treaters. And we've already put 4 on the blanket. There was one remaining, but she wanted to see a different kind of ghosty that was not in this pattern. The pattern is actually by the Caffeinated Snail, and it is for the ghost banner. And we did the Franken ghosty way back when we first started. Then we did the pumpkin ghosty where it's holding the pumpkin. We've done the witch ghosty, and recently we did the vampire ghosty, and that leaves a pirate ghosty still to be put on the blanket before we end all this up. Well, she wanted to see a kitty ghosty. So I used the same ghost body portion, and I just freehanded the little black tail and the little ears, put some little whiskers and safety eyes. And of course it had to be black because we all know if you've been here and you know. So we did Sharon's idea for a ghost kitty, and I think it is super cute, and I absolutely love it. And thank you, Sharon, for the idea. And I was only happy to be able to do it because, I mean, come on, it's kitty, it's a ghosty, and it's super cute. So that was day 84. And then day 85 square we drew at random was Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo Stripes in neons. And this is yet another one we are going to leave blank. If for some reason, once I get all the squares put on, and a lot of these don't get used for the extra large appliques, I do have extra appliques that I've been working on in the box that I have not used yet. And some of these squares will have those implemented into them, as long as it doesn't cover up too much of the colors and look strange. So that was day 85. And then day 86, we drew another Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo Stripes, but it was another one in the bright stripes. And this one for certain was being left blank because I know, I think I have another one ready to go on the blanket if it's not already on there, that will work with this very well for one of the appliques that is huge, very well. And then if not, then I will figure out something else to put on it, but it was too pretty. So there we go with that one. And then the square for day 87 that we drew for yesterday was in this deep purple. And I was trying to figure out what I wanted on it, and then I had an epiphany. I had something on my list. It is from one of my all-time favorite movies, and I love to watch this movie, and I will watch it over and over and over and over again. I just absolutely love it, and word on the streets is they're coming out with a second movie. Um, yeah, and I can't wait. I can't wait. And it's the same characters. So, you guys, I let you guys guess, and some of you had gotten it right, and we had done from the movie Practical Magic, and it was the saying of things that I know for certain. Always throw spilt salt over your left shoulder. Plant rosemary by your garden gate. Um, I might be saying it all wrong. My brain just kind of went dead. Let me pull it up. We're going to pull it up. Mm-mm-mm. Can't believe I just did that. Okay. There are some things I know for certain. Always throw spilt salt over your left shoulder. Keep rosemary by your garden gate. Plant lavender for luck, and fall in love whenever you can. So there was no pattern anywhere. I just kind of freehanded a little salt shaker kind of shape, and then embroidered an S on it for salt. And then I just embroidered the rosemary, the lavender, and just made a little heart for fall in love whenever you can. And I love it because, like I said, it's my all time favorite movie. And we've gotten several movies put in here, like Nightmare Before Christmas. We got Dobby from Harry Potter. And I'm trying to think. I think we have another movie in there. I would have to look and see. But I love this one. It came out better than what I expected. So that was yesterday's square. And then for today's square, we drew out. We drew out bright orange, like neon bright orange. And I got a string here. So let's see what you guys guessed or suggested would be going on my square. Come on. We have storms coming and my internet is acting really, really wonky. Come on. You can do it. Let's pull it up. Come on. Now we just need the comments. Oh. Okay. So, Ranee from the Woolly Llama shop said, my guess is glow sticks to keep the trick or treaters safe. That's a cool idea. I had not thought of that. Um, hmm. It still might be doable for some of those darker squares if we don't end up using them. Like maybe there. Or we have some darker ones than that. Let's see. Karen Smith said Practical Magic. That movie was just on the Golden Snitch from Harry Potter. Your pumpkins are adorable. Oh, she wanted the Golden Snitch. Um, Lisa said, hi, Missy Glowworms. Ooh, I think that's the first time we've seen glowworms guest. And then Ruru, hi, Ruth, said the ghost kitty is so cute. Good idea from your sub. Yes, it was. The cat stitch worked out great. And that was the cat stitch square. And I did bring it back in here that Ranee challenged me to do from a dishcloth pattern. And it will be going on as the 100-day square on my blanket. As Sam says, to bring it full circle. She said, I love the movie Practical Magic Square. You rock, Missy. Aw, thank you. Pumpkins are so cool. Love the colors and stitch. Thank you. And then Rainey said there is a blanket pattern using the stacked kitties. I will have to try and find it. And she did end up sending me the link for the blanket pattern. Thank you, Rainey. And then Patricia at Riani Crack Crochet said, your pumpkins are amazing. I also didn't get along with the ribbons. Oh, yes. You know, out of all the work that goes into those pumpkins, I think trying to get a ribbon to look just right on them is the hardest part. So, and I do have 2 more pumpkins done. I didn't bring them in here. I have to put the ribbons on. Maybe we'll show them tomorrow. Maybe I'll get the ribbons put on tonight. We'll see. And then she also said practical magic. Yay, I guessed right. Yes, you did, Patricia. Plus, you probably knew if you know me that well. And then we have Sam over at Memphis Makes said, hi, Missy. I love your inspired square, but I would never have guessed it as I have never seen that movie. No. Don't hate me, LOL. I don't hate you. You are missing out, girl. You need to pop you some popcorn and get that movie and kick back and watch it because I know you will love it. All I'm going to say, midnight margaritas. Mm. Not me drinking them. No. You just, yeah. For the orange square, how about a chocolate frog or a golden snitch? That's 2 for golden snitch. And chocolate frog. I'm trying to remember if you've said that one before. It might be on my list, but if not, I will write it down. Love your pumpkins. Are you addicted to the pattern yet? Girl, they work up so fast and they are so fun. I can do them while I'm watching TV and don't even have to pay attention. Just every now and again, I have to stop and see how many rows I did of the wheat stitch, because I already know how many rows of wheat stitch I got to have before I start closing it, sewing the ends together and closing it up. And then Rainey at the Woolly Llama Shop says I haven't seen it either. What? Rainey, are you serious? Wow. I As long as that movie has been out, and it's based off of a book series. I have the book series. There's 4 books in the series. Um, and they are actually coming out with a second movie. So you guys really need to find the first one and watch it. And like I said, pop you some popcorn, kick back and enjoy it because I know you guys will love it. And that way you've seen it before the second movie comes out. Because trust and believe, as soon as that movie hits the theaters and I can watch it at home because I don't go to theaters no more. I will be popping me some popcorn, kicking up my little socked feet and chilling and partaking in the second movie. So yeah. So there we go. So with that, what did I put on the orange square? Well, let me find it so I can tell you correctly who the pattern is by. I just did mine a little different. It's called Free Crochet Witch Applique Pattern. We haven't had a full on witch, and I had to leave some attached at the top because the hat is sticking up and I want to be able to tack it down onto whatever square is above it. So this is the witch right here. I think she's super adorable. Um, this is the one from the pattern. She used red and black and gray hair. No, I had to use brownish red, auburn hair like mine. And I used purple instead of the red because you guys know I love my purple. So it's Free Crochet Witch Applique Pattern by Hookfully Happy Crochet Family. I will link, it's a written pattern. There might be a video tutorial. I'm not for certain. I didn't really pay attention. I will link the information for her webpage, her blog post with the written pattern. And that way, if you are so inspired to make your little witchy, you can. But like I said, I didn't want her to have gray hair. No, she needed to be young and spry and cute. And then I used purple instead of red on the hat and the collar and the sides of the cape. And I think she's adorable. So that was day 88's square. So what are we going to do for a day 89? Well, we got to pick a square. So let's hurry up and do that. And I got 2 finished projects over here that I am so wanting to show you guys, but I can't. Not till Wednesday. Um, so let's see what square we're working with. Okay, well, we're going to do green again. But this one is fluorescent green. Um, definitely darker than that one that the squirrel's on. So I guess we're doing green again. Who knew? So I don't know what I'm going to put on this one. Um, yeah, I'm going to have to really think on this one, guys. Go ahead and put your guesses and suggestions down in the description box. And I know it's Saturday, so I know not too many people are probably going to see this until later because everybody's always busy on the weekends. So I was going to say I'll sneak in there and check out and see what people are saying, but there probably won't be that many guesses. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. So I guess with that, I'm going to let you guys go. Come back tomorrow for day 89 square. Cannot believe, including this one, there's only 12 days left, but only 11 squares that I have to work on because we already have day 100 square done. Thank you, Ranee, for pushing that to the head of the line and getting so we got that done in advance. So we already know what day 100 is going to be. Um, yeah, fluorescent green. Oh, this one's going to take some thinking. Some thinking. So I guess with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you have a lovely rest of your Saturday and your weekend. And come back tomorrow for day 89 to see what we put on that fluorescent green square. And we'll draw for day 90. Wow. I cannot believe it is coming that fast. So, with that, I love you bunches. And remember, life is not perfect. So, be kind. Try and create something new every day and keep reaching for the stars and your yarn. So, till next time, guys, bye for now.